Because a lot of people, it's either they don't know that compliance is very important. They only know at the time of tendering. If there's a tender now, they are busy looking for tax clearance.
Yeah.
And it becomes very difficult because at some point you won't be compliant.
This is the Hustler's Corner.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, hustlers and squatters from all over the world. I always advise people and I say, you'll even see there's disclaimers at the back of our cans at Mofire. Under 10-year-olds are not allowed to drink energy drinks. Or we recommend any kid that drinks Mofire should be at least over the age of 10. My daughter doesn't drink Mofire, but she drinks the soft drinks. They can't drink, right? And then not every time when I have Mofire, I don't have more than one in a day. And when I have one, I at least have a glass of water to sort of, to dilute it. So thank you once again for joining us. We're still celebrating Women's Month. We are quite excited because a lot of the sisters and mothers and cousins and colleagues that keep coming here, it's people that inspire us. And ralerata hle, siyantanda, bo mama bethu, bo sis bethu. We do know it's your month. So we hope you're also having a good one. You're celebrating it. You're celebrating your mother. You're celebrating your wife. You're celebrating your sister, your girlfriend, your niece, It's that time, guys. And it must just be an ongoing thing. It must just be something that it becomes a norm. We normalize. So there's a lot of links in the description. One link takes you to our Learn Crypto platform, where we've partnered with cryptouniversity.co.za to come and provide free cryptocurrency education to all of those who are interested in crypto. So click the link, go subscribe, and register for the courses there. Study for free, mahala. There's also links that take you to Ekasi Noble Property Development, whom we are working with. They are a property development company, and there's some property investment opportunities there. Click on the link, it'll take you there. Click on the link that takes you to my YouTube channel, subscribe there. Click on the link that takes you to our other podcast, which is called Virtual Mkuku. You can click on the link that takes you to the Mofire merchandise, or you can click on the link that takes you to my colleague, my co-host on my Monday podcast, Virtual Mkuku. His name is Penuel Muloja, the Black Pen. So that link takes you to his YouTube. Subscribe. And by the way, Penuel's got a brand new show called The Penuel Show. So go check it out and go support him. He's putting out some dope content. The person that I'm sitting with here is a heavyweight, guys. But I love people who baratang school because they're very inspiring, And seeing that we are a hustlers platform, these are the type of people that we want to learn from. She's founder and CEO of Mokgadi Transformer. She's a non-executive director at Very Green. She's the newly appointed chairperson for the Association for Black Professionals, non-executive director for Penta Consulting, non-executive director and chairperson of the board for Accurate Verification Services, non-exec director of Very Green. She's a lecturer as well. She teaches. She's a former head of accreditation, BBBEE, South African National Accreditation System, the SANAS, former deputy chairperson of the American Chamber of Commerce. She's a conference speaker. She possesses extensive BBBEE experience across the board of spectrum of entities, including Adcon Holdings, Cargill, RSA, etc. She's a specialist in implementing sustainable empowerment strategies, as well as undertaking corporate BEE due diligence investigations, including strategic assessments, implementation, scenario planning, and public sector procurement consulting. She is a heavyweight. She's been putting in work for quite some time. And we appreciate you, Mama, for spending your Women's Month 1 hour or 2 hours.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
No, thank you. We are very humble. Geez, your resume is very colorful. You've been working.
When you read it, I'm like, oh God, a village girl coming from Butlokwa. Is it me?
So you're a village girl?
I'm a village girl coming from Limpopo, far north of Polokwane, where Tropic of Capricorn passes. So my village is on the N1, between Polokwane and Makado. So that's where I come
where
from.
Where the trees become a little bit, is it shorter?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that's the village I come from. So I call myself a village girl, a hustler.
Yeah.
So when you read it, I'm like, okay, that's a village girl. That's a village girl.
And not even before I met you,
yeah,
I read your resume and I thought, because the achievements are so many. And I'm thinking of Mel Mogolo. And then when you come, I'm like, wow, This is actually a young woman.
I'm not young. I'm 43. So I've been around.
You my age.
I've been around.
But you look 10 years younger than me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we're so excited. Guys, welcome Mrs. Mokgadi Rameetse to the Hustlers Corner. I'm looking forward to learn. I think the first thing I'd like to know is exactly what you were just saying. You're a village girl. Tell me about that story. I mean, how was your upbringing like, the type of home that you come from? Just tell me a story and don't be in a hurry.
No, that's fine. I come from a village in Butlokwa, and from my family, we were 6. My brother passed on in 2019. We are now 5 girls.
I'm sorry.
We are now 5 girls. And I must say, when I was born, there was not that deep poverty because my sisters were already working. And I was blessed to be able to pass my matric and go to university. But it was difficult because remember at the village, at school, at high school, when they teach you accounting in spade.
Yeah, so you must translate. Yeah.
You must translate. When you get to university, it becomes very difficult because you are not able to articulate. So your confidence is very low. In everything you do, you feel like these people are better than me because they can their English is from Model C school, and yours you feel like if I say a word, they're going to laugh at me. So I had to put more effort in studying than doing any other thing. So I studied 10 times than my classmate.
So you put in more effort.
More effort.
And this is in Limpopo. You studied
at the TNG.
Okay.
It was TNG, now it's Tshwane University. Yeah, so now it's... Yako Soshanguve. Oh, okay.
I think at our time it was still called TNG. Yeah, it was TNG. Utaka, man, yes. It was TNG days, yes.
Yes.
I studied there as well, yeah.
So, but I think on my second year, the confidence now, because I can be able to say, hi, my name is Mokgadi, I'm coming from... So my English was improving. I had to make friends, and at least there was an organization called Student Christian Movement, which helped me because I then participated in a lot of structures there. And it helped a bit of my confidence. I could now communicate with few people. And I became a leader of that organization on my last year. So I became a chairperson, and that also helped me in gaining my confidence. And I must say from there, because of the hard work that I put and because of the grace of God, I think, I was able just to get the job because of people who knew me, who knew my hard work. And yeah, and since I left school, I have been around the BE space. So when you talk about BEE, from the time even the act was gazetted in 2003, I was already in that space because of a guy called Dr. Robin Willie. He used to have a company here in Rosebank, just at the mall, called Ownership Solutions. I worked with him, and by then he was consulting with DTI. So he taught me about what is BE all about. And I have been around that space. I've got a journey that I can talk about, whether we are transforming as a country or not, whether BE is helping us as Black people or not, what our government's view around it. Is government committed to the legislation or not? So I can talk about those things because what I know is BEE and transformation. That is my space that I've been.
And we want to know those things because this platform is for there's a lot of young business owners here.
And I think I'll go through some of those because I'm passionate about helping Black people. And I must say, you know, the only solution for our economy to grow if small Black businesses grow, they will help the economy. But if you're looking at big businesses only, there's no way the economy can grow. So I'm passionate about talking to small businesses to say, how do you become sustainable? How do you go look for the market? Because one of the challenges is that market access is a challenge. You'll be having a good idea, a good product, but you are not able to penetrate the market. And me coming from BEE, knowing some of the opportunities that are there within the BEE, I'll be able to say them on this platform so that some of you are able to go and say, I heard Mokgadi saying, I can do this, I can do this. And one of the things that I actually help when I meet people on individual, I'm saying, is your company compliant? Were you able at the beginning of the year, go to CIPC and say, I'm now returning, you do your returns on CIPC? Were you able to say, SARS, this is my finances for the year, I'm now complying, I want to be compliant? Because a lot of people, it's either they don't know that compliance is very important. They only know at the time of tendering. If there's a tender now, they are busy looking for tax clearance.
Yeah.
And it becomes very difficult because at some point you won't be compliant. But if you comply on a month to month, year to year, it's not even going to be heavy. And you're not even going to be paying a lot. You might as well get more refund from SARS because you complied better. But if you want to do it the last minute, then you miss some of the things. Now you owe SARS. Now your business goes under. People lose their jobs. It becomes very difficult. So for me, I'm passionate at that level of saying, let's start by complying first. Because once we comply, we know that you have better chances of having a sustainable business.
What are the most mistakes that you guys notice small businesses do?
It's about compliance. They don't look at what they need. Firstly, they don't comply with SARS. They don't comply with CIPC. They don't even comply with the things like UIF. They don't even register their employees. A person will be saying, I've got 2 people. I don't have to register them with UIF. It's only 2 people and they're not earning a lot. They're earning 5,000. So I won't be able to, I know. I'll see when I have 20 more people, then I can go to Department of Labor and start complying. And few years down the line, you have not complied. They come and say, we want 10% of your turnover. You won't be able to pay that. Then you go under. So compliance is what we need as business people to be aware of it. And if you do it on a month to month, it becomes easier. But if you leave it for a year, you can leave it for 3 years. And once you leave it for 3 years, you are in more problems. But if you have done it earlier, you could have avoided some of these mistakes. And you need just to put it as part of your processes. As you pay payroll, whether you are 2 in the company or you are 1, because some of the businesses, you are a 1 person.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you pay your SARS in time. And if you pay your SARS in time, you are okay. But if you want to wait and SARS comes to you, that will be a serious problem. So I wish as small business, as hustlers, we can start to comply because that is a base for a sustainable business. Yeah.
What is the Association for Black Professionals? And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Your new appointment.
Yeah. So this association is association that involves all Black professionals, particularly the ones that are within transformation space, the one that stand for transformation. Whether it's your HR managers within the companies, your transformation managers, your directors, or verification agencies, or consultant even. So they come and form part of this association. And it has been there for over, I think now going to 15 years, the association. And it's linked with the BEE Commission, the DTI, because that is the space of BEE. Yeah. So that is the association.
What is it meant to do? What is the organization formed for?
Yeah, it's meant to apply legislation correctly. Remember, a lot of people, they don't know why BEE is there. And a lot of Black people, they don't even know how they can benefit from BEE. And I'm going to get to those benefits of the BEE. So it meant to say, as a country, if we apply this legislation correctly and be on the same page, all of us, we can be able to see the difference in terms of our country transformation. Because now as we stand, you look at Alexander and Sandton. The poverty this side is extreme, while the richness this side is extreme. But the status quo cannot remain the same Because one day, the people living in Alexander are going to be heartful. And they would want to go to Sandton, where most of other people live, including black people that are fortunate.
Say middle class.
Middle class, yes. They live, and it's not going to be a good thing for our country. And we are already seeing these riots. It's not because they want to, but it's because they don't have employment. The poverty is deepened within those communities. They don't have anything. Hence, we need to emphasize to say, let's support small businesses. And I'm going to talk about some of the opportunities that I have seen and that people can get into and benefit and start to employ people. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to talk about those benefits.
And talk about them, yeah. We want to hear because we are small business owners, you know?
Yes. So when we look at the legislation in terms of BEE, it has 5 elements. It says who owns your company. If your company is owned by white people, you need to bring black people in. And that is a very difficult space because a lot of black people, they don't have skills. They are not capacitated to be owning mines. They don't have relevant qualifications to be the owners. And across industries, I'm talking in IT space, I'm talking in agriculture. And when you look at this industry, some of industries, we are supposed to be having skills. Why are we not having skills in agriculture? Because before we were colonized, we lived on agriculture only. But why all of a sudden we don't have skills in agriculture? It's worrying. So when you look at that ownership component, black people are not able to penetrate because they don't have skills. That's number 1. Number 2, we've got management control. In terms of management control, we are saying who manages this company? We want to see if who manages the company. Are you taking decisions? Are you controlling the operational decisions? Are you controlling them? And hence we want to see black people controlling. And let me go back to ownership. The BEE Commission released the report now. And my heart was so painful when I realized that in terms of ownership, we have actually declined. We have less people owning.
We haven't progressed.
Yes, we have not progressed. The previous report was saying we are progressing as a country. We are seeing more black people owning. Now the current report says, no. The black people are no longer owning. And it tells you that there's a problem because why are we not owning? Because if we are not owning, that itself is a big problem. We are supposed to be owning because the only way we can change our economy is if we own these companies across industries, irrespective, because there's no industry that is too difficult for a black person to own. And I know that in some industries, like in your banks, they'll be saying, no, our IT, we don't find black people that can be the IT specialist in terms of their banking. What do they call it? Those cyber securities, etc. The systems. They're saying, no, we will still procure from black people. White people, because there's no black people. And I'm saying that itself is a problem.
It's a problem, yeah.
And you look at other industries where you have your Boeing, the ones that own aeroplanes.
The holoplane, yeah.
They refuse to comply. They're saying, we are not going to comply. We are not.
So they are not BEE compliant?
No.
Boeing, such a big company.
So you've got industries that totally refuse to comply. And you're saying, there's something wrong because the government needs to take a stand and say, if you're not complying, we are going to take a drastic change and have our aeroplanes and whatever.
Take action.
Take actions, yeah. So I was talking about ownership because
so a lot of the big companies are taking advantage due to the fact the government is not acting.
Especially where they are a monopoly.
In those
because there's no
yeah.
any other person that can come in and fill the space. Where there's monopoly, people say, I don't need you as government. I don't need you as government. Like when you look at our submarine ships, there are components
blue chip economy, right?
Yes. there are components that you can't find in South Africa. And they're saying South Africa will never have those components to fix our submarines. So we will continue to procure them from America, UK, etc., etc. And what is the government doing in terms of, because we are supposed to have the import plan. If you are saying we have been importing these components irrespective of the industry, we have been importing them, what is the plan to say we need to start manufacturing them in the country? Have an import plan to say our import plan is this. We will start with small and say 10% of that component, we would manufacture it within the country. And that plan must progress. It can't just be a plan without time frames, etc., etc. But we don't see that happening because government is not actively involved. And I must say, few months ago, we have seen the courts saying, no, the BEE is excluding people, etc., etc. And the government was quiet.
What do we do though? What are the solutions? Because also the masses of our people wouldn't know or don't know of such. And a lot of us are not even on that level to even know or to even question such.
No, I think what we need to do, we need to strengthen this level of hustlers. To say, what industry are you in? What are the opportunities? How can you penetrate in the industry? If you are in more fire, how do you now partner with Massmart? How do you become a competitor to Coke? Because we need to get to that level where small businesses are not just within that small village or small community, but they penetrate into a higher market. And we can't do that if we are not informed, that's number one. Number two, if we are not going into that market with the right knowledge, that's another thing. But this level of hustlers needs to be strengthened and work together. Because, okay, I was coming to this. There are a few elements that I want to talk on how the hustlers can get into the market.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the third element of the BEE, because there are 5 elements, the third element is very, very important because it's called enterprise and supply development. So enterprise and supply development, it says, you big company, and I'm just giving an example of Massmart because of you. Yeah, it's not like I'm promoting them, guys. I'm not.
It's okay.
But I'm saying Massmart, why are you not partnering with?
Makes sense. No, we've just done a deal, by the way.
Oh, okay,
so
great.
we are now available at all the macros nationwide and all the Massmart group stores nationwide. And thank you. It's something that just happened recently, a few months ago.
Massmart, you're on the right. Yeah. So, no, I didn't know. I was just giving an example.
So big up to Massmart. Thank you guys for finally listing More Fire onto your platforms. We appreciate you.
Oh,
so all the consumers, you've just given me a chance to market More Fire.
Yes.
Macro More Fire is now available at all the macros nationwide.
Woo, Massmart, you're doing the right thing, supporting small businesses. Big up to you. So we are saying on enterprise and supply development, companies are Massmart is supposed to say, are we procuring our drinks from small businesses?
Or what percentage of our drinks are we procuring from these number of...
So if we are procuring, and these are small businesses, at what rate? Are we going to give them a discount so that they benefit? Or are we going to give them a support in terms of distribution? We are going to use our distribution channel to say, Zbu, come and use our distribution channel. You don't have to now go and start with your distribution channel and be paying those costs. We already have the distribution channel. Come and use our distribution channel. So in that case, you have already saved at least 20% of your cost. And what they do, they can claim it in terms of BEE to say we have helped small business, and this is a small business that we are helping. It's our supplier that we are helping. How are we helping this supplier? We have given them a discount. We have said they can use our distribution channel or our warehouse free of charge. And under normal circumstances, they would have paid this amount. So on that amount that they have not paid, they can now claim it and say, we are helping BEE. We are in BEE. We are helping black businesses. But us as black people, we don't know this benefit. So when we go to negotiate the deals, we are not able to say, guys, coming as a small business, as a hustler, can you do this so that you benefit? And these are your benefits. Because when you approach a company and they don't know what they're going to benefit, they go like, we already have such, so sorry, we can't help you. And that does not mean you don't have a good product. That product will not be of benefit to them. But it's because they are saying, we've got more 20 products, so why would we take yours? So, but if we know these opportunities, and when you go to the table and start negotiating at that level, you are then able to say, while I want you to help me, this is how you're going to benefit. And once they do that, they're able to fleck it out and say, this is what we are doing for black businesses. And because once they start to do that, then the more fire business grows, employs more people. So if you start to employ, let's say you're employing 10 more people every month, do you know what is the contribution to the economy in alleviating the poverty? Because for every person you employ, the poverty is alleviated. So we need to use this element of BEE in terms of the supplier. But if you're not a supplier, this element is divided into three. It's divided into, say, are you a supplier and how is the business going to help you? If you're not a supplier, they're saying, maybe let's do enterprise development. Enterprise development is about helping enterprises that are not within your supplier chain. So they help, and they can help companies, they can help with so many things. They can help with loan, grant, paying your operational costs. If you're hiring a place for your business, they can say, we'll pay for your rent for a period of 5 years or 2 years until you are up on your feet, and we can take it from there. So companies can help there. So as hustlers, I'm saying, when we approach these companies, we need to have this information, and I'm putting it out there because I have seen it working for me. To say, if you go there and look for help, don't look for it in vain. So, because you would keep on being rejected, and the more you're rejected, at some point you will lose hope. You will think, my product is not good enough. And we don't want that. We don't want you as a hustler to lose hope, because there is hope, but we need to know that when you approach the company that you are going to be doing business with, what are the right things to say? What are you going to be saying there? And the second thing is the procurement. Legislation requires businesses to procure from black people. And in terms of procurements, there are targets that you need to procure from small businesses a certain percentage. You need to procure from even medium businesses a certain percentage, from black women owned, from black people. So those are the targets that the companies have to. So we need to go out there and say, this is my product. And I know that small businesses are across different industries. So go to your industry. And the good thing is that about the industry, we've got what we call sector charters. So sector charters are legislation within an industry. When you look at property will have their code that forces everyone who has a property to comply with. And it starts from even the real estate, the commercial, to say if you are in commercial, this is how you are supposed to comply. If you are in defense, we've got defense sector. If you're in defense, this is how you are supposed to comply. If you are in forestry, if you are in tourism even, how are you going to apply the codes so that you are more compliant? So I think it's important that we pass this information out, because once we pass the information out, you'll be able to start conversation better. Because most of the hustlers, I don't know the percentage, but there's no scientific percentage. Most of the hustlers, they're waiting for tenders. I don't have the percentage disclaimer. It's not a scientific.
And there's nothing wrong working for government.
There's nothing wrong.
And tendering.
No, it's good. If you tender and get a job, that's what we want. But I'm saying you can't wait for it because there are better opportunities out there.
You could be making money
You could
elsewhere.
be making money
There's no
elsewhere.
need to be waiting.
Yes. So whatever industry you are in, look for these companies because they have to comply so that they can help you grow your business while you are waiting for that big tender that will give you a breakthrough.
So you're helping them while you're also helping yourself.
Yes, you're helping them while you're helping yourself. So we can't look for government only because with government, their resources are limited, extremely limited. So many people, when you see the boxes of tenders and they want one, if you can just see when they open that box of tenders and they're looking for one, you would know that, we are in trouble.
And how do I know this information? And where do I get it? As a small business owner.
As a small business owner, is on DTI website. And for me, actually, I used to do videos on giving information out, but I got so busy. Thank God I got.
Mustn't stop. Do you know what we're gonna do? She's gonna visit us at least once in a while, every time, once a month or once, because we need to be sharing this information with the public.
I think what I'll do, I'll commit to come once a month.
That would be beautiful.
I'll commit once a month
and teachable.
Yes.
Videos.
Yes.
You know? So that we teach. Like even today, that's why I don't like to keep on disturbing. Because I want you to say as much information as possible. Because you're with the relevant audience.
Yes.
These are majority of my audience is small business owners. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because I think let me commit to come once a month. So that now because I'm summarizing, it's just too much that I'm summarizing. But if I come once a month, maybe we can be able to deal even with one industry
at a time.
To say, in this industry, what are we looking for? If you're in this industry, what are you looking for? And we unpack that. So I'm happy to do that.
That'd be beautiful. Even a master class on triple BE or BE compliance. Just a master class would be beautiful.
I'm happy about that. And what we can do, because this is not only about, I know the platform is about hustlers, but we can also teach the employees, because most of the employees, they are there, but they don't know what they can do to empower themselves as employees. So we'll also unpack on the masterclass management control, because you see people that are black and me coming from the village, when I started working, I had to work very hard. So when I go to the board meeting, I know most of the board, I'm likely to be the only black. So what I do, I don't just go there empty-handed. I take the reports, go through the financials. I'm going to be asking them, okay, I'm seeing this CAPEX. When you compare CAPEX from last year and this year, there's something that does not add up. And I give reasons. Why? I went through the documents. I studied them. And it makes as if I know it all. But no, I prepared. So most of the employees, they don't have interest in empowering themselves.
With information.
They go to the meetings. They go to the meetings totally unprepared. And in the meetings, they just say, no comment. Thank you. I'm happy with what Sbu has said.
They just
and I'm saying, everything. No, you can't. You need to be questioning things. You need to be questioning to say, no, this is not how the business is going to go. Because if we do this, the business is not going to be profitable. But most of the employees, they're happy with salaries month end because they can be able to pay their house in Rosebank, their car. So they're just happy to be employees. And I'm saying, as an employee, as a manager in that company, you can be doing a lot more. Because if you help them, that company is going to grow. And if they grow, your children are going to be employed one day. But if you're just happy, and I always tell people that for me, I think why I'm committed to transformation and BE, I'm thinking about my kids. I've got 2 kids, Letabo and Morao. Letabo is going to be turning 13 in November. Morao is 10.
Very good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I'm thinking of them to say, I'm now comfortable. I'm able to pay for my bond. I'm able to pay for my cars. They go to a good school. I'm able to give them whatever they want. But I worry about them to say, as much as I can afford today, are they going to be able to live this life that I'm living? Because I regard myself as living comfortable, but are they going to live the life that I live today? No, if I don't put my weight in, I don't know if someone is going to hire them. I don't know if the economy is going to be worse. So I'm doing this for my kids. So we all need to be thinking about the generation that is coming after us to say, what are we doing? If you just go to work and you're not putting your efforts, you are happy that now it's holiday, you can go to Mauritius, it's good. But aren't you supposed to be doing much more so that the economy is growing? Because it's about economy growing. If economy is not growing, we are in a challenge. And you know, this thing of studying, I have seen it, people are not interested in studying. I'm not a politician, but I'm just going to give this example out there. When I was at SANAS, we used to have parliamentary visit. You know, parliament, they call it what? Where they visit, I can't remember what they call it. Yeah,
no, I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
So the parliament will go to this government agencies to see what they're doing. So in that time, I remember EFF just got in. And there was DA, there was ANC, and there was other representative of other, you know, the questions that were coming from other parties. Those people were informed. And this one coming from my ANC.
The ruling party.
The ruling party. You could see that they did not study. They don't even know our organization. And I'm like, my goodness, this can't be right. This cannot be right. Because other people that were asking questions, they will ask you a question and you go like, these people have read our annual reports. These people have read our financials. Because they're asking relevant questions. And this is what I see that
Retaba
school, and it's not about, for me, it's not about qualification. It's about being informed.
Especially in your industry and what you're doing.
In your industry and what you do, you need to be informed. You don't need a degree, but you need to be informed and know if you're in IT, you need to be knowing that, no, now we are moving. IT is no longer the same. IT has moved. But you can not just be staying there as if IT is not moving, progressing.
As if I'm still there with my radio knowledge.
Yes.
I'm relying on my YFM experience and Metro. Country things are moving.
Things
People
are
are now
moving.
podcasting. The industry is changing. I need to consistently arm myself with knowledge, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I always say to people.
Yes. So we as hustlers, we become complacent, relaxed, and we don't want to inform ourselves. And if we don't inform ourselves, whatever industry that you are in, you're going to be left behind.
Now you are also you sit in a couple of boards. You're also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, because since I left school, I've been around BEE, and I was head of accreditation at SANAS. So my responsibility there was to accredit verification agencies. So verification agencies are these people that goes to companies and see how they are complying. So I was the head there. And in 2019, I felt, I think I've got enough knowledge and I think I can do much more. So let me go and have my own company. I even before that, I told my CEO, I think in 2018, that in 2019, I'm going to resign. like a year before.
Were they supportive or they didn't want you to go?
My CEO thought I love my job too much. I'll not leave, etc., etc.
They thought you were just bull-ishing.
Yes. So come June, I then resigned and started my own company. And I must say...
is that very green?
It's Mokgadi Transfer.
Oh, Mokgadi Transfer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So let me talk about Very Green.
Yeah.
Very Green, they manufacture plastic. So in manufacturing plastic, I met the owner there, Mr. Mazia, is a co-owner with the wife. He came to our offices looking for help, and I helped him. Cut story short, now I'm a business person. And they helped me with enterprise development, money. And that gave me a good start, very good start. So I was a beneficiary of because I remember they were saying to me, what is it that we can do? I'm like, only if the bond can be paid. And you know, I don't want the bank to be saying, go. And I don't have income. And they came in through. And I'm grateful for Very Green because the way they implement BEE is real. They are passionate. 2 black people, a couple, owning this big company, manufacturing plastic. But they are passionate about people. And they helped me without knowing me. They're in KZN. And I can't even speak Zulu, even a bit of Zulu, I can't speak it. But they helped me.
Wow.
And I
Are there still such people?
They're there.
That 2022.
Bona, they are there.
China nowadays. It's like people are there just for themselves, you know?
Bona, Munola Lamsadola, Mike and Tina Mazia, they are
amazing people.
Amazing people. You know, their business is just to manufacture plastic, and they compete with Ziploc. It's called Super Mama. If you get to any shop, please buy Super Mama. Those people helped me a lot.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So
and then you kickstarted your Mokgadi Transformer business.
Yes, and I was comfortable because someone came through and helped me, you know. Because if they didn't come through, I don't know. Because after I resigned 2019, 2020 COVID came but you know, when you've got this enterprises, hence I'm saying, know your industry, get to be a beneficiary of these businesses. And I became the beneficiary since then. And now, this year, in the recent, they appointed me as a non-executive director.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm like, wow, okay, this is good, yeah. So it is possible. I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm saying it's possible, but let's get the relevant information. I can't emphasize that enough. And I think maybe through the sessions that we are going to do, we will be plucking out what questions to ask when you go to the market. Because, you know, when you sit with the CEOs, you can't be wasting their time. They've got like 30 minutes with you. If in that 30 minutes you can't crack it, forget. You lost. So you need to be going there with the right information so that when the CEO asks you a question, one question, you've got the answer and you know you've got the business. But with us, you'll be given a meeting opportunity. You get there, you start to say, yeah, I'm a village girl. They are not interested. Whether you are black or not black, they're not interested. They're interested in their bottom line. You think they're going to be compassionate because you are black, because you are a village girl. They don't care.
That's business.
That's business. So get there with the right information and then you can make it, yeah.
What does Mokgadi Transformer do?
I consult purely on BEE.
Okay.
On BEE, and now and then I help people who want to start their businesses. And I don't charge them.
Oh, wow.
For the people that want to start businesses, I do not charge them at all.
That's incredible.
Yes, I don't charge them. I just tell them to register a business, this is what you need.
Yeah.
Because why should I charge them? This information is free of charge. Is that they don't know. But I'll ask them, what is your passion? Because business also needs to go with passion, you know. You can't see someone doing chisanyama and you think you can do chisanyama. No, you need to have a passion for something, then develop it and be convicted enough to say, yeah, this industry I can go into.
And passion keeps you going even when times are tough, no?
Yes, because if you don't have a passion, when times are tough, when COVID hit, you'll throw in a towel. So for me, that information I give free of charge. And I'm saying, go do this and you are sorted.
You're a non-executive director also of Penta Consulting.
Yes, so Penta Consulting is a recruitment company. They're based in UK. Thank God.
Why thank God? Because
No, I had to,
make money.
a village girl having to go to UK.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
big thing.
Okay.
When you come from Botlokwa, you go to UK, everyone in the community knows.
And you get paid in pounds as well.
And you get paid.
Oh, in pounds?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay.
So,
and obviously having these board seats, there's an amount of money you get paid every month.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now and then when
Because you're providing a service.
Yes. So they are a recruitment agency based here in Randburg. So I'm a non-executive director. They're advising them on transformation and BEE. So that is my role with Penta. And yeah, I'm grateful to be there because this village girl goes to where? UK.
That is so inspiring, my sister.
Yes,
When I meet sisters like you, it always inspires me and it gives me hope as well,
And for me, I'm saying in this Women's Month, we can do it. Women can, women have better opportunities around BE space. More opportunities because, and I'm going to give an example, it's me and you. The company needs to meet certain points on management control. If they hire me, they'll have 2 points. If they hire you, they'll have 1 point. So in terms of the legislation, BE legislation, women are having an advantage because you get more points than a black male. So in this Women's Month, let's take an advantage and go out there and hustle more.
I was just interviewing with Uput Penyo on the Women's Day, the Women's Day episode that just came out a few days ago.
Yes.
Sismandisa Mashego. And she gave a number. I didn't know the number. But apparently, the amount of jobs that have been lost since COVID-19, there are 1.9 million. And apparently, majority of them is women.
Yes.
I didn't know that. How do we fix that? All those jobs are gone. That's almost 2 million jobs.
Yes. Remember, and it's going to be even more because with COVID, it has ripple effects. After COVID, we still have, we see the effects of COVID after. So, but hence I keep on emphasizing to say the base is us as small businesses. If we start to do the right thing and hustle correctly, because it's one thing to hustle, but how are you hustling? That's another thing.
You can't be hustling backwards.
Yes, you need to hustle
smart.
Hustle smart so that you can grow. Because if you hustle backwards, you will give up. You will give up. And also you'll be discouraged. Remember, as a person, you are easily discouraged. Because you look at your peers and you think they're doing far much better. I have put in this and this and it's not coming through. And you can say, let me go and look for employment, or I'm not making it, my family. You start looking at all the factors around you and saying, yeah, no, this is not working. So we need to start hustling smart. And hustling smart also says we need to increase our partnerships. We need to increase, me and you, we operate in different industries. But if we partner, there's something in my industry that can benefit you. There's something in your industry that can benefit you. And we are not even in competition. But we all make money. You make money, I make money. Because the opportunity is there. But we are not partnering as black people. We're having our businesses in isolation. And that is a problem. Having your business in isolation is not going to help you.
It's not, because you're sometimes going to go through stuff in difficulty and think you're the only one.
Yes.
And when you're in the community and, you're in collaboration with other people, you turn to lift each other up.
Yes.
Because there will be difficult times in this business thing.
There will be. And when you meet people, you'd never know how they're going to be helping you. This one person that I met not so long ago, and it was in a conference. What are you doing? I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Oh, okay. And this person met someone and said, we are struggling in our BEE, we need this. And this person said, no man, I met Mokgadi. Mokgadi said,
Rameetse somewhere.
yes.
Yeah.
And they looked for me and they called me and say, we've got business for you. I'm like, okay. And I'm not convinced. You know, when you met a person once and you're not convinced.
Yeah.
And you go there, boom, get the business.
Wow. You are so much at work. You're also this is the former.
Yes.
You were the former head of accreditation at BBBEE at Sanbes, Sanas, right?
Yes.
You're telling us. But also the deputy chairperson of the American Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. So early in my career, I used to work for Cargill. They were based in Fourways. So Cargill, they were trading in agricultural commodities.
Okay.
They hired me to be looking after their BEE. So because they are an American company, they belong to American Chamber of Commerce. So I had to go and represent them there at the American Chamber of Commerce, and I was elected the deputy chairperson. And yeah, that's how I got there, and that's how some of my network came from.
And your experience is extensive. It's amazing. You also speak at conferences, and you also possess, it says here, BBBEE experience that you're talking about across a board of Spectrum entities, including, let's talk about Edcon Holdings. At some point, it was one of the biggest companies in South Africa.
Yes.
With one of their biggest retailers being Ekasi.
Yes. So when I left Cargill, I then joined Edcon as a group enterprise development manager there. So my role there was to ensure that we have black designers designing for, remember Edcon was for Jet, Botmans, and
Yeah.
So we wanted black designers to start designing clothes for formal evening wear. And we wanted some designers to start designing school uniforms. And we did a lot of projects. I remember one of the projects was in Rustenburg, where we gave women in Rustenburg machines to start sewing uniforms. And already there was a market to provide Jet around Northwest. So you are doing this for a market. You are not even going to hustle. So hence I'm saying, and it was difficult to find these women in other provinces. I went to province by province looking for black designers. It was very difficult. Very, very difficult. Either they did not get the information or not. So what I did at that time, I said, because it's difficult, let's go to universities then and look for them at universities. And we went to the universities. Thank God we found them at universities. And we said, when you complete, before you complete, you need to start having your own designs. So that when you complete, we build a business for you. And you can provide us. Because that is the direction I had in mind at that time. To say, the only time we can have black designers coming in is we go to university. And we partnered with few universities to have black designers. It's just, I don't know where that project came. Because after I left, Edcon was in more trouble. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
But you've always been in this transformation space. But you're also a non-executive director and chairperson again of the board for, what is it, Accurate Verification Services?
Yeah. Accurate.
Accurate.
Yeah,
Okay.
Accurate. They are.
But you spell it with AQ.
Q,
no?
yes. So
Okay.
it's like AQ, but
Okay.
it's Accurate.
Okay.
So they're based in Cape Town. So it used to be owned by a friend of mine, Chris Van Veek. So Chris relocated and sold the business. When he sold the business, he said to me, Mokgadi, my passion for this business has not died. So can you please come in and be the chairperson and just make sure that that sustainability. And I've been the chairperson, I think now this is my third year of being the chairperson of that board. And yeah, it's an exciting journey. The team there is exciting. Obviously, I don't see them often. I haven't seen them in a very long time because our board meetings have been virtual. So now and then when, I think this coming 2 months, we'll have face-to-face board meeting. So I'll be seeing the team there. They're also very committed to transformation. And what I like about Accurate is that they do things in the spirit of BEE. You know, they are they're so passionate. And I think that's one thing that makes me and them to work together very well.
You're both
because my
passionate about
passion and their
transformation.
passion is one thing.
It's aligned, yeah.
Yeah, it's aligned. So that is it, yeah.
That is incredible. You are
Yes.
doing incredible work. Like, these are the type of sisters that I would like to know. That's why she has to come back here over and over, because I believe there's a lot for you to teach, you know?
I'm happy to take my 2 hours every month and give this information free of charge.
That would be humbling to our audiences.
I'm so happy to give, because I believe one person at a time. One person can say, I heard this from Smooth podcast, so I want to try it. And if that one person can try it, we are transforming. We just want one hustler to prosper. If you're there and saying, through that information, I was able to move my business one level. And next time we have one person, that's what we need. We need these businesses to grow. And for me, I'm saying, it's for all of us. It's for our kids. So let's make it work. Let's make it for our kids. Let's make it for the coming generation. Because if we cannot do it for them, they are in trouble.
Joe, that is so beautiful. And before I let you go, I'm going to ask you 3 books to recommend to our audiences out there. I always ask my guests about 3 books they can recommend. Either books you've either read or books that you think may help some of our audiences. But before the books question, the board seat question, people always ask me, like, Subu, how do you get to be on boards? How do you get and then I always say to people, most companies, they elect you. They probably have been following your work, or probably your work speaks for itself, or in the industry, people speak. And based on, the networking that we do in these business spaces, then people can invite you to sit on their boards. How did you get to be invited in these boards? And number 1, number 2, what type of person one has to be to sit on boards? Number 3, and these are the questions that I always get asked. So I'm passing them on to you. Number 3, does it pay well?
Okay, to be at the board, it pays well. Because you are paid a lump sum for a meeting that can take you to a few months or so. So it is good that we become board members. And hence, when you see other people like your Tito Mboweni, they're having lump sum every month.
They sit in a lot of boards, yeah.
And they're not doing anything. They're just sitting on this board. So,
and maybe providing their expertise, advice.
So, and boards always look for expertise all the time. So hence, when you look at the composition of the board, they would need someone coming from the auditing, someone coming from HR, someone coming from the technical, which is the core business. And in terms of the technical, they will always want 2. The one that is highly skilled and the one that does the operational kind of. So in your industry, you need to look, if you don't have expertise in leadership, and they want someone in leadership. So the board will differ because King 4 requires them to have these different portfolios. So I'm saying you might not have been a leader somewhere, but because you've got expertise in the technical field, in the technical space that company is operating in, look for opportunities. And most of the companies, they advertise. So when they advertise, you need to apply. And there's also a website that I'm trying to actually check for it.
Okay.
That you can, as a person, go for and just put your CV there with your expertise and they will call you. I haven't used the website myself.
Okay.
And I think because I've been around the bee space for a long time, people just refer me.
I get
because of my experience in transformation.
Yes, obviously now your name speaks for itself.
Yes,
your work speaks for itself.
So I must say I have not applied for any position that I'm a board member at. They just called me because of the experience that I have within the bee space. So every hustler out there has an experience in their field. And that field can help you in being part of the board. And the good thing about being part of the board is that it will stretch your mind. Because when you go to the meeting, you need to be sharp, knowing everything across. You need to be able to, you can't say, no, for me, I'm not good in numbers. So I wouldn't know how to interpret financial statements. You will have to go and check financial statements. You'll have to go and check the risk of the company because now you are a board member. So it forces you to investigate and study a bit more. So that's what I'm thinking you need to be doing. So, and every hustler, you need to be part of the board, because being part of the board, it will help your business. Because you see some of the things and you go like, really? I've not been doing this in my business. And this can help. Because alone, even if you can make money, you are not being able to be objective. But when you are with another person, people can be objective and you go like, yeah, no, actually, they're right. So you need that. So I will encourage that at least be in 1 or 2 boards, because that will help your business to grow.
That's incredible. Now let's go to the books here. Some books that you can recommend for my people. Shem, I know you're still looking for that website, ne?
Yeah, I think I can't find it.
Okay.
I can't
No, but
find
that's
it.
fine. And I've also heard that other people, it's strategic, the type of board members that they'll have. Maybe they'll have a Tito Mboweni because strategically they want somebody like him. So maybe certain doors can open for other opportunities.
And it helps because when you've got Tito Mboweni, they know that maybe he's ethical. So a lot of companies now can be able to do business with you.
So it's good for your company
It's
having
good
a
for your
person like
company
that.
having the
I'm just mentioning him as an example.
As an example, yeah. And it's not like we know him or we favor him.
Yeah, Linda, that's how I think I've been elected on some of the boards that I've been in. I guess it's based on experience and I guess the caliber of person that you are.
Yes.
Even if sometimes you might not 100% understand what that business does.
Yes.
But you've got some sort of value that you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Let us become board members. Let us understand how a board operates, the reason for a board. We've always heard about these discussions, even when you're watching Abo Zondo Commission, they'll speak about the ESCOM board, or they'll speak about the PRASA board, so there's a lot to learn as young business owners, as much as we can start these businesses small. But let's start understand how big business operates, so that one day, obviously, because that's what we all want to become. We want to become big business owners, right?
Yes, yeah. So you are encouraged. Just search, and then that website, just search the board website or something.
Okay.
You should be able to get it on Google.
And then lastly, before I let you go, 3 books.
I've never read Becoming of Michelle
Obama, yeah.
I'm just starting to read it now, but the other one that I'm reading is You Were Born to Be an Entrepreneur by Jeremy, and I found it online. Actually, a friend of mine just passes to me.
Yeah.
So I'm reading that, and because I'm in the BE, I always read things around BE.
Yes.
There's a new draft for a legal profession on how the legal profession is supposed to be complying. So I'm reading that. I want to understand it properly, because for me to be a consultant, I need to know line by line. Because remember, when you are a consultant, line by line is very important.
Yes.
Because the people in the industry, when you go to consult with them, everyone have their own question that they need to ask. So if you don't know the legislation line by line, how are you going to advise them? So for me, reading things that are within the transformation, knowing what is gazetted, like the Sanlam Gauge report, I need to be able to be clued up on what is in that report. Like I was saying, I just read the report from the BE Commission that we are declining. So I have to read these things because they are within my industry. I don't want to be caught off guard. Someone says, in the report, actually, there was this. And I'm like, what report? No. When you ask me about that, I need to be knowing it. And I need to know it within 2 weeks or so. I need to have completed it. So I'm saying, even in your space, and you can, this is what helps. In your space as a hustler, do what you call Google search, Google links. So whatever happens that is posted in the social media, it will give you an alert. that there's an acquisition by ShopRite and whatever interest you are in or industry that you are in, you will get that alert because you can't just thumbsuck them. Or if there's an opportunity somewhere saying they need these people to come in, you would know about it. So for me, I've got that. I've paid for it because it's my interest. I need to be able to know everything that relates to BEE in my space. So that gives me information to say, oh, Sanlam has issued this report. Then I immediately go and read it. So in your space, make sure you know everything. Everything is important. Because if you don't know, sometimes the opportunities will pass by. And thank God that we have smartphone now. You can just read it even when you are waiting for someone to meet. Let's say you are having a coffee with a friend. You can just be reading that. You don't need to have time and say, I'm going to the library now. No, you just say, oh, okay, and go through it and read for it so that your blood pressure does not go high when you are still waiting for someone. So that's how I live.
Oh, that is incredible, man. Thank you so, so much. And then lastly, what would you like to say to our hustlers out there, your last words to our entrepreneurs? You are definitely coming back. Guys, she will be back here September, October, November, and then we'll start again January next year together. But she will be coming here to share as much knowledge as possible. And I appreciate her allowing herself to give us at least 2 hours or an hour of her time every month to come in and share some valuable information, because I really do think it's information that we all need so we can all grow, you know?
Yeah. No, we'll definitely do the master's class. Definitely.
Thank you, ma'am.
Because it will help all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
For me, I'm saying if you are helped, Letabo has a job there in your company there.
Yeah. It's a lovely way of looking at it. I
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
So last words?
All the best. Let's keep on hustling, doing the right things. May God richly bless you.
And to all of our ladies, our sisters out there, our women out there, it's Women's Month. Your last words to the ladies?
Oh, ladies, let's make this month the best of it. Not forgetting to hustle. Not forgetting to appreciate each other.
Yes.
It's very important. Let's appreciate each other as sisters. Let's unleash a potential, at least in one person, one lady. Just unleash their potential and say, in August month, I was able to help this girl. I was able to help this sister. If you can do that, you would have celebrated August month in the best possible way you know how. So if we can help each other this month, who knows, we will be better in September.
Ladies and gentlemen, amazing entrepreneur, triple BE specialist, transformation specialist, amazing village girl. Turned global entrepreneur. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
No, I appreciate it.
And just the type of heart that you have to want to see black people prosper, and the type of work and industry that you enforces you to care about black people, because that's why you're doing what you're doing.
Yes.
You know, so transformation does take place. It's people like yourselves that are unsung heroes in the country. And because you play a very big role in the business space and in transforming black businesses, we always say that the biggest backbone for any economy in any country all over the world is their small businesses. So we understand the role that we're playing. People like me appreciate you. So God bless you. Thank you for spending your time with us.
No, thank you so much. See you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Mokgadi Rameetse. Go Google her, go follow her on her social media platforms. Are you on social media?
I'm going to start being active. And
Are you not?
No, I was not active because, okay, thank God I'm not even regretting.
Yeah.
Because I had the opportunity of writing legislation at the background, some of the legislation. So that kept me busy.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm going to start, I'm finishing now with the one that I'm writing now currently.
Yes.
So when I finish, I'm going to be very active.
So she's the perfect person to learn from, because she's one of the people that are also writing the current legislation, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks.
So remember the name, guys, Mrs. Mokgadi Rameetse.
Yes, thank you.
I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy Women's Month.
This is the Hustler's Corner.